Well, that's a good start. Let me try that again. Welcome back to Let's Play Trails in the Sky. Last time, we searched for clues about the Sky Bandits, and we have learned of a potential clue over in the Revenue Mine Village. And then we discovered that we have a whole new patrol to do. Yay! So we'll go to Revenue Village later. It seems like no matter which store I go to recently, they're getting low on their supplies. It looks like the airline is being grounded is to blame. They can't stock up on anything with those being out of commission. There's nothing I really want to buy, so I'm bored. I put it in the notice I'd be opening up a shop in the Bose Market, but it turns out they're not accepting them at the moment. It seems like there's been a lot of problems recently. And now we wait for the old man to come back around. There you are. The fruit coming from Revenue Village knows no eating. You may lose the roller when it comes to producing green vegetables, but Bose is definitely the place to be for fruit. Not to mention, it's one of the things we pride ourselves on as citizens of Bose. So you're headed to Revenue Village, are you? Then all you need to do is head along the West Bose Highway and turn off onto the trail about halfway down the road. The village can be easily reached just by following the trail. Revenue Village, huh? It always makes me think of, well, another bracelet. If you were here, this would be no problem at all. So, welcome, I guess. What's up with him? He seems pretty depressed. Yeah, his shoulders are drooping off the charts. Wonder if something happened. Oh, whatever shall I tell the owner? So, Marion sure does like to eat, no? It's amazing. By telling her there's delicious food to be had, she's packed and ready to go in a heartbeat. But as such, I must admit that I'm never bored thanks to her unbridled enthusiasm for viands. There's a town to the northwest of here where the most delicious fruits are grown. Sadly, it lies partway up the mountain, making it an impossible destination for one such as myself. Such a shame. I suppose some of the delicious fruits may be sold at the market here, though. I shall have to go take a look. The market became great around the time when that little lady's pappy served as our mayor. He was a real pioneer, pushing forward all kinds of measures to promote commerce, and clearly it worked wonderfully. The current mayor then inherited all that from her pappy. At first I didn't think much of her, but she's proven herself a worthy successor. I previously worked as a waitress at a restaurant in Zeit. The owner of this establishment happened by our business, so we got talking shop, so to speak. The wages seemed much better here than there, so I jokingly said to her, give me a job. And that's when she told me she was the owner. And let me tell you, our owner is a strong old lady who always gets what she wants. The polar of our opposite of our manager. I'm so nervous I can't even taste this. Seems almost like sacrilege. I will be able to savor my food next time I come. Wow-wee! That was delicious. It's easy why this is the world's most highly rated restaurant, that's for sure. It's definitely worth the trip. A little luxury makes for a nice break every now and again. I am originally from the Empire. One day the owner of this restaurant came to the establishment where I worked as an ordinary customer. She loved the wine I picked for her during her meal so much that shortly afterward I received a letter. The letter invited me to work here. I decided to at least come to Limbo to see this restaurant and fell in love with it at first sight. Though admittedly, when I was invited by the owner to work here, I had my concerns. But she has a certain charm for it, so here I am. The previous owner would never ever listen to me. current owner listens to even the most minuscule of nitpicks I may have. I'm very grateful to her for that. Very grateful indeed. I mean, she did make my new chef without having ever met me or seen my face. So I'm a little worried about her mental stability, but still. The current owner listens to even the most minuscule of nitpicks I may have. I'm very grateful to her for that. Very grateful indeed. I used to work as a car? Okay. I used to work as a cook at a bar in Ruin. But the owner here asked for me by name, and how could I say no to that? Apparently she took a real shine in my desserts. Did the mayor just scout every single person who works here personally? I'm still learning the ropes here, but I'm giving everything I've got. I mustn't let the owner down. Definitely seems that way. No. I absolutely must get it for this price right here. I won't accept any less. Say something like that at the very start. Come on, please! No. If I take it for that much money, I'm sure to suffer losses. I realize it's just words, but please listen to me. I'm trying to help here. There's simply no way to negotiate. Jesus, you're still negotiating this? Will this resolve before we leave, Bose? During the war, we weren't the only ones to take heavy damage. Poor Revenue Village suffered the same fate. So there are quite a lot of us who share these awful memories. To the northwest of here, there is a village that cultivates fruit called Revenue Village. Unfortunately, there is no chapel in the village. I'd be most delighted to have the children from there come here for Sunday school. We get a lot of people coming to the chapel to pray for the success of their business. But Adios, the goddess of all creation, is not a deity of fortune. I wonder if I should post a note on the door to tell people that this kind of sacrilege is unacceptable. I mean, they're praying, so should you really object? As a person of the church? When Mayor Maybell was elected, she received a lot of backlash from those around her because of her age. However, because of numerous commercial policies and her efforts for the city, those who have seen her in action have gradually changed their minds. Trino and his daughter Murano are just a few of the influential merchants who support Mayor Maybell. Murano may be young, but she carries a lot of weight as a merchant. Even Mayor Maybell respects her. Cool. To have the mayor respect you is actually a huge feat. It's almost tea time. I may be a klutz, but I'm just as skilled as Lila when it comes to pouring tea. See, that scares me to say you're a klutz preceded by you can pour tea. I should be the one saying thank you. How's the investigation coming along? Well, to tell you the truth, we're having a hard time coming up with anything. But we managed to gather a number of clues. Well, it's more like unreliable information than clues, but even so, we were thinking about heading over to Revenue Village. Revenue Village? But I heard the army had already finished its investigation there. Guess if that's not a clue we have to go on, maybe it's worth investigating the thing. Anyway, please keep me posted as to what you find. Yeah. Pardon us, but are you Mr. Hart? Not. Did you by any chance see my request on the bulletin board? Yep, that's right. Oh, you finally came, huh? I've been waiting around here forever. I need to get the ruin ASAP, so I'm looking for an escort to take me to the Chrome Pass. What do you say? Do you think you can handle that? Sure. Yeah, sure. Boy, am I glad to hear that. You guys are like savings. I hear the mountain trail has a lot of monsters, so I'm too scared to walk it alone. What are you going to do after you reach the checkpoint? I've got the guild taking care of that too. I've got a racer from the Wind Branch coming to meet me there. Ah, I see. So what should we do now? Is everyone ready to go? No, I think we should meet up somewhere else later. We need to prepare for the trip. That's fine by me. I'll be waiting at the west gate, so once you're ready to go, please come find me. Yep, and that will actually take us towards the Throne Pass checkpoint, which will allow us to finish the patrol. Let's see, the west gate, huh? So you mean by the mayor's residence. Okay then, let's get to work, shall we? Roger that. We'll go over there later. This hotel has maintained a high level of popularity ever since it was established. We've been busy around here, but this hotel is my life. It is my role as the current manager to find a future manager who can sustain these traditions. Can you believe this? The manager made me work when I was supposed to be in my break time. Not to mention I had a table reserved at the Ansel Path restaurant, and it was all for nothing. Ooh. Test off made. I studied creatures that lived in the old world before the Great Collapse. Beings that surpassed mankind's potential, indeed were almost godlike. Indeed, I speak of the ancient dragons. Oh hey, I remember hearing about them in Sunday school. They were around the world too, up until just a few decades ago, right? They stopped showing up around the time Norman technology was first discovered. Joshua, you've got a real dumb look on your face. Something the matter? No, nothing. I'm just surprised that you actually remember something you learned at school. Shocked, really. How rude! Of course I paid attention. Huge cool things with wings like that? I totally want to see one myself. Just thinking about them gets me all worked up. I can relate. That's why I've been journeying to exotic lands in search of information. Indeed, the subjects of my research are the ones who lived in the old world before the Great Collapse, the ancient dragons. The spar was originally founded more on a whim than anything else. I wish I could take it easy and didn't have to worry so much about criminals and profits and such. The manager always says he runs this place as a hobby, and he actually thinks that's why it's such a great establishment. Rumor has it the owner of Angela says the same exact thing though. But I think their obsessions are on two different levels entirely. Nice! So we just gotta go trigger Heart's quest again. Otherwise we're good. I hate how easy it is to soft lock on stairs in this game. Won't do me any good to just keep crying about this. It's my own fault that the workshop got attacked. I should have been more careful. Well, no sense in giving up. That's not the Bose way. Time to roll up my sleeves and try again. And we'll go up to the landing port. If flights remain canceled much longer, it could affect the reputation of the corporation. There's never been an accident, and nothing like this has ever happened before either. I certainly hope we'll be able to properly explain what happened later. I don't think there'd be any harm even if the counterclockwise looping Cecilia were the only airliner making flights. The fact that all flights have been ground means this must be a really big incident. Well, and a whole airship went missing. To tell you the truth, I'm getting tired of waiting for flights to resume. Maybe it would be best if I tried again later. Even though there's not really much to inspect, I'm going to get yelled at if I look like I have nothing to do. Gotta do something to keep busy. It's really hard to look busy when I've got nothing to do. Yes! You get it! Yes! At present, there are 2 airliners which provide domestic flights for passengers in the world. There's the clockwise looping Lynn and the counterclockwise looping Cecilia. Both were reported into service in the same year, but their coloring is different. If I remember right, the engine model in the Lynn is older. I just bought something by myself for the first time. It was some kind of sponge cake someone was selling near the town. A bunch of people were eating sweets over there, so I joined learning with them. I couldn't believe how good they were. What a great experience that was for me. I thought it was unbecoming to eat away from a table like this, but there's some tastes you can only experience this way. Hi there and welcome! Stop by and see what we've got in stock right now on sale, believe it or not. We've got a luxury carpet from the Calvin Republic going for just 500 mirror. You heard it right, just 500 mirror, but that's not all. Our regular price goes for 1500 mirror, but the price has been reduced to an amazing 500 mirror, but that's not all. If you buy now, I'll even throw in the tapestry with matching patterns. Terrible. How could this have happened? I spent all the money I have for today. No! I can't figure out when they're going to slash prices here. Wow, this is really cheap. But I bet if I buy this too, it's add my already substantial amount of luggage. I wonder if I can get someone to deliver it directly to my home in Royal City. All those books in the back are covered with dust and cobwebs. I should probably borrow feather duster from the shop owner and dust them off. Clean them off. Unbelievable. My wife is set on buying more stuff. Not to mention she was just barely shopping here not a few minutes ago. I hope I can get these flights going again sooner rather than later. Poor Cigarro. That girl at the confectioner shop. Her sweets have gotten tons better since she started making them. I should know because I eat them every day and they just keep getting better and better. Oh sorry, my head's not quite in the game right now. Welcome! My fiance was the one who actually started the store. But he was aboard the airliner that disappeared that everyone's talking about. I truly believe in my heart that he'll come back safely somehow. Until he returns, I have to keep the store alive. So, what's wrong? You know, she's right. Huh? How so? It's the only someone from our family who was aboard that airliner. Which means I need to do my best as well. As a member of the Bracer Guild and as Dad's only daughter. Estelle, you're right. Welcome, can I help you find anything today? How about fluffy, eggy sponge cake. It's a specialty here at the Bose Market. The clothes I designed and tailored myself is selling quite well. I think I'm going to try and make more with numerous variations. I get a lot of inquiries from my female customers regarding original clothing. I think I'm going to try and design some clothes since I focus solely on women. Cool. The sponge cake looks so yummy. It's probably not okay for me to use the money I'm supposed to use for desserts, right? I get all my food from Revenue Village. The village used to be a thriving place for its mining industry, but now it's known for its orchards. I wonder what I should do about a side dish today. I just can't decide what would sit well on the table. I thought I could decide once I got to the store, but now I'm here and I still don't know. The top dogs here in Bose, aside from the mayor, would have to be Trino and Borden. However, recently Trino's daughter has been exciting her sphere of influence. Let's see, if I remember right, her name is Morano. Anyway, she appears to have an knack for business and can hold her own against her father. That's pretty cool to see a sharp pair of merchants in a family like that. I almost forgot to mention Morano and the mayor are pretty good friends. I would have thought that Trino would be aboard the airliner that disappeared. Now Morano is taking care of all of her father's business deals instead. I know I shouldn't have expected anything less, but I hope she doesn't take on more than she can handle. So this is the Bose market, huh? Pretty lively for a marketplace in a small country, if I do say so myself. Maybe I'll have a look around after I finish up with my business deals. Miss Mabel is the type of person who thrives the busier she is. She's just like her father in that respect. I'm worried about her health. Even if the airliners aren't running, a true Bose merchant won't be discouraged so easily. How should I put it? A real Bose merchant knows how to innovate at times like this. Oh! Porcelain made an empire has an artistic quality and absolutely gorgeous design. Just opposite, the porcelain from the Republic employs simple colors and patterns, but its beauty comes out the more you use it. The varied and contrasting styles are why porcelain wares are so interesting. My father's growing fruit back at the village. The fruit we're selling here may be some of the fruit that my father grew. Originally, we were supposed to be running this business together as a family, but he chose to stay behind. I'm ready for a breather. I wonder how my husband's getting along back at the village. I want to test something before we continue. That doesn't affect this, right? Okay. It seems like my mom saw the culprit's suit. I wonder what Morano is doing right now. With the Bose airspace being designated no-fly zone, businesses are being hit hard economically. Flights from the border are also being held up. At this rate, there will be no deals to be made. But Morano seems to be hammering away on these conditions, and if she can do it, I can't give in either. My husband proceeds rationally with his deals and business talks. Mr. Trino is the exact opposite. He pushes with vigor and flair. However, Miss Morano is getting together with the both of them. She almost looks like Mayor Mabel in a number of ways. In the near future, Miss Morano just may strip her of the top seat if she's not careful. That's not going to make us hold back on anything, that's for sure. And no matter how old they get, have a little childish part. What that makes them always want to chase after the dream. Too bad that woman can't seem to understand it. Sometimes I wonder why I ever married my husband. This is the worst mistake of my life. Okay, now you're being a bit harsh, ma'am. Having the flight stopped has actually turned out to be good for business. I'm actually able to earn quite a lot more with my father temporarily out of the picture. But I'll try to pick up as much of the slack as I can for his work during this time. Damn, you're being harsh, Morano. Because I originally got my own business started by helping him out like this. I basically know the way Simon thinks and how he'll act. What does Simon have to do with it? Borden's wife helps him with the business. I've tried to help my husband a few times with his work, but just say that the results weren't great. Looks like I'm best cut out for supporting my husband and Morano at home. I'm sure that my husband's gonna walk through that door in a minute with a nonchalant look on his face. We're aiming to make that the case, ma'am. Can I open any slots? Nope. Sabbath. Source sales are going rather well. It bothers me that these craftsmen are very serviceable, whatever. Now if I can just keep making money like this. You are weird, good sir. I refuse to make anything that distorts my aesthetic taste. My new boss makes demands for crude products. Just seeing his face alone makes my world create another like a dry greed. Whether like a dry greed. We need to get the owner back in. Looks like my husband's business is doing better than expected. Recently I've noticed a vibrant look on his face, so I'm happy for him. I'm gonna visit my dad's shop with my mom later on. I'm so excited. Okay. I really struggled a lot getting worked hard when the market began, and I think it's because of that hard-working experience I have my own shop now. I think learning to start at the bottom leap is important for anyone. Okay, so we're not going to do a whole lot for today's patrol beyond Bose. We're going to go take care of this monster and then patrol the, Valeria Lakeshore and then probably stop there. I want to say this monster is towards the Emerald Tower again. This game really wants you to go to the Emerald Tower a lot. What are we looking for? Oh god, it's these guys? Oh, it's not here. Oh, I have no CP. What is this monster? Oh. Fuck. And Hurricane doesn't work as well against these guys. You have Firebolt, right? Let's have Sheriff from... We may have to play defense for part of this fight. Okay, Soul Blur is more effective than Airstrike.
Not now.
We're good to go.
I hate the Amber Turtles. Okay, so how Stella and Joshua focus on one and Sheriff focus on the other. Nice. How are you alive? We win. Okay, honestly, that battle wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. However, we are healing. And the food is great. This place is relaxing. And I can ask... Okay, your dialogue hasn't changed. Dialogue in other areas probably hasn't changed either, but we'll find out next time. So while we make our way back to Bose, we're gonna get ready to end this video. Next time on Trails in the Sky FC, we continue our patrol of Bose and probably make our way to the Revenue Village again. I will see y'all then.